Hi, this is Sean from the Sean Hendrickson Law Firm. We help good people like you avoid the devastating consequences of criminal charges. Today, I'm going to tell you what driving while intoxicated is in Texas. In Texas, there are three things that the state needs to prove to show that somebody is driving while intoxicated. First, they have to show that somebody was operating a motor vehicle. Second, they have to show that it was in a public place. And third, they have to show that the person was intoxicated at the time they were operating the motor vehicle. To show that somebody's intoxicated, the state can do that one of two ways. They can show either that the person has lost the normal use of their mental or physical faculties, or the state can show that the person had a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. The state doesn't have to prove both of those. What they normally do to try and prove that you've lost the normal use of your mental or physical faculties is doing field sobriety tests and asking you questions. What the officer is going to do if you consent to a breath test in San Antonio is after they already arrest you, they will take you down to the police department where they will administer a breathalyzer test. If your blood alcohol level is 0.08 or higher, they will use that as evidence to try and convict you of DWI. If your blood alcohol level is 0.08 or lower, what they will normally do, especially if they think that you're intoxicated, is then they will either ask you if you'll consent to a blood draw, or they will get a judge to sign off on a warrant to draw your blood. They'll draw that blood and they will send it off to a lab to be tested both for alcohol and for drugs. If you don't consent to a breath test, then at that point, the police officer is going to go to a judge and get a warrant to draw your blood. That blood will then be sent off to a lab to be tested for alcohol and for drugs. It's important also to note what's not in the law. It doesn't say that you have to feel drunk or that you have to have any sort of level of feeling that you're intoxicated. Even if you don't feel like you're drunk, and even if you feel like you're probably okay to drive, you may still be intoxicated for the purposes of the law. A first DWI is a Class B misdemeanor, and the punishment ranges between 72 hours and 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. Despite being a Class B misdemeanor, DWIs are actually really complicated cases. There's a lot of science that goes into determining how accurate the breath tests are and how accurate the blood tests are. It's important to find an attorney who's familiar with the science that goes behind the breath tests and the blood tests. If you're being charged with DWI, or if you have any questions about anything I've said on this video, please call me at 210-942-4997. Thank you and have a great day.